Hey everyone, this is Saul from Three Kingdoms Games. So yesterday, Wizards R&D updated the banned restrict list, and they added some pretty big stuff. Cracklin Ironworks, officially banned in Modern. Now, some people were thinking some stuff would get unbanned. There was apparently a bunch of cards up for potential banning. So the three cards that they were thinking of banning they were evaluating for banning, I should say, were Ancient Stirrings. So for 1 mana, look at the top 5 cards of your library, take a colorless card from among them into your hand, and put the rest onto the bottom of your deck in any given order. This falls into a category of cards known as card selection, which are always under scrutiny from Wizards R&D. Some of the cards that were hit from this category that are already on the Modern ban list are Preordain and Ponder. So I can see why Ancient Stirrings would be a potential target for them. Next up is for a category called Fast Mana. Technically, both these next cards land in those categories, and that is Mox Opal for free, Metalcraft. Tap it, you can add 1 mana to your mana pool. That's pretty big. And then also, obviously, the card they eventually hit, which was Cracklin Ironworks. Now, I'm surprised Mox Opal didn't get hit. It's been on the watch list for a very, very long time. It being a 0 mana ramp, there's a reason why all the Moxes are banned in Legacy and banned in Commander, and even restricted in Vintage. For free to add mana to your mana pool is massive. That is a massive thing to do. It lets you accelerate so quickly that it's hard to deal with. Now, ultimately they came to the decision to ban Cracklin Ironworks for a very specific reason. And I have the official statement here in my hand. And the paragraph that stands out most to me is, games with Cracklin Ironworks can often involve excessively arcane rules interactions using mana ability timing windows, the understanding of which are necessary for players to agree on the game state. This can create a barrier to enter for Modern for players playing against the deck and to those who would feel obligated to play with it because of its strong win rate. We're sensitive to community feedback that combination of polarizing matches, complex interactions, and long turns can lead to unenjoyable gameplay and viewing experience. So clearly they care about the people watching at home. Now, what this essentially boils down to is that to play against KCI accurately, you have to understand the deck very, very well, and it's ridiculously weird interactions that it has. Now, the way KCI works is that you can sack an artifact to it, you get 2 mana. So you end up using this and Scrap Trawler and Mirror Retriever and other cards like that that get you back things when they're discarded to cause a infinite mana loop, and eventually you draw out your entire deck till you find your win con, and then you go through an iteration that's effectively infinite, though you can't say infinite in a tournament, and you win. So this is the first direct shot I've seen Wizards take at unfair magic. For those of you who don't know what I mean by unfair magic, so fair magic to a lot of people are interactive games of Magic. So games where I have to attack to win, or even mill is interaction, where I'm countering your stuff, removing things, stuff like that. That is interactive Magic, and fair magic, as a lot of people put it. Unfair magic is magic where I have little to no interaction with you as an opponent, but because of the way my deck operates, I can flip through it and eventually I win without having to do anything. I effectively sit there, play with myself, pick up my deck, and chuck it at your head as a win con. Some decks that would be considered unfair by a lot of people are Storm, because again, Storm, you play cantrip after cantrip with cheap mana production and eventually just play through your deck and grape shot them to death. Or Ad Nauseam, again, I don't really interact with you. And then eventually I win by just, picking up my deck literally and lightning storming you to death. So that is why I think KCI got hit. Now, personally, I understand why they banned it, but combo decks like KCI, like Storm, like Ad Nauseam are just a fact of life in Magic. They will always be there. The next combo deck will come along now that they removed KCI. So that is really not, it's going to fix this current meta, but something else will come along. Something else always comes along. Now, some of the stuff people were thinking might have gotten unbanned are like Splinter Twin or Stoneforge Mystic, since, they unbanned Jason. It really didn't do anything to Modern because we have answers to them. Dreadbore is a thing now. Bedevil just got released. There's a lot of good answers to Planeswalkers. Stoneforge Mystic is never coming back unless they ban every freaking artifact equipment, living artifact, whatever, out there at this point. Splinter Twin, maybe, but similar idea. There's a lot of really bad interactions there. So there you have it. That was the update to the ban restrict list yesterday for Modern. I want to know what you think about this. If you think this was the right call, or do you think something else should have been banned? Because part of the reason they didn't ban Ancient Sterns and Mox Opal ultimately was because apparently they enable a lot of fringe deck play, which they do. I will give them that. They enable a lot of things, but they also land into a lot of categories where they have banned tons of other cards. So I'm curious why these ones are okay, but the other ones aren't. So this is going to be the last video where you can enter in for our J Spellbook giveaway for this month. What you have to do to enter this video, or enter this contest, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I want to know what you think about this update to the Modern ban restrict list. As always, you can come visit us in store, or keep up to date with our blogs at threekingdomsgames.com, and you can follow us on all major social media. That's in the description box down below. I'll see you next time.